Okay, here we go. Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Ben Mahari here, representing Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. What's up, everybody? So, this is my first time working with this YouTube live stream thing. So, bear with me as I try to figure this shit out. Oh, nope, don't want that. Okay, here we go. We'll just leave it like that. All right. So, I just wanted to talk about, my overall thoughts of these NBA playoffs so far. And I'll tell you some real stuff. It's been really, really wild, crazy, but also kind of stunning to say the least. Considering the fact what we all initially thought how the playoffs was going to look. Now, as y'all have seen with my videos before, prior to the playoffs, I said that I had the Celtics and the Lakers in the finals. But you know what? I was wrong. But I'm glad I'm wrong because these playoffs have been absolutely crazy. Um, but first, I wanted to say prayers to Jason Tatum. Get better soon, my brother. You know what I mean. Hope you get better soon with your Achilles tendon injury, and also get well soon to Damian Lillard too, for instance. So, there's my man Lamont Lane, FYS Sports Base. What's happening, brother? What's happening? So, I just wanted to say like this though, right here. Last night when I was watching the Knicks and the Celtics, I'm gonna be real with you. I've never seen the Garden this lit in a long time, and the way that the Knicks fans came around to support their team was genuinely outstanding. And I was just like, wow, they are so passionate that they've suffered a lot. 25 years since they last made a conference finals. So it's been crazy. I'll say it like this too. Jalen Brunson has been absolutely outstanding. He's pretty much well deserved his stripes as clutch player of the year. And he's been just he's been killing it. So the Knicks right now, they're pretty much a one-man show with Jalen Brunson. But they can be beaten. And let me tell you why. The truth of the matter is, when it comes to Jalen Brunson and how his team goes, everything goes through Jalen Brunson, right? Now, if Jalen Brunson has a bad game, the level of the Knicks sinks. And y'all know this. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know this for a fact. And hold on, let me get to work on blocking some people here. There you go. All right. Oh, and then get rid of this person right here. Thank you very much. Make sure he gets a moderator right here. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. There you go. Okay. Here's the other thing, too. And we're not talking about LeBron or Jordan today because that's going to be a subject for another time. But let me say it like this. I'm going to put I'm going to put the phone right here. Perfect. Let me tell you this right now. As we prepare for the Pacers and the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals, keep in mind, the Pacers' style of play can cause a lot of problems for the Knicks. We saw that last year when they met in the second round. And this time around, Tyrese Halliburton has been absolutely outstanding. He's been killing it. He killed it against the Bucks. He killed it against the Cavaliers. And now he's stepping up to the plate against Jalen Brunson. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing, too, here is that when it comes to basically these two teams, they're basically almost near similarities to each other, but the Pacers are a little bit more dynamic offensively than the Knicks are. Now, the Knicks have more firepower than the Pacers do. But I'll promise you this. If Jalen Brunson sinks at any other time in the series, they're going to have a problem. So I really think right now, I got the Pacers. I'm going to be cheering for the Pacers, but realistically, the Knicks should be favored to win this series in 6 games. Now, anything can happen in these games, like what we've seen in these playoffs. We saw, Tatum get hurt. We saw Damian Lillard get hurt. We saw Curry with his hamstring problem against the Timberwolves. A lot of key injuries that have happened in this postseason that could really dictate the outcome. So right now, let me tell you some real stuff. I believe that in this series, I do believe that the Pacers can give the Knicks a run for their money for the first time in this postseason. And I really do truly believe that when the push comes to shove, the Pacers can beat the Knicks. They can beat the Knicks. Can it happen? Who knows? But I want to talk about the Timberwolves right here. The Timberwolves, they've been kicking ass, man. Especially how way that Julius Randle has been, picking things up. Let me tell you something right now. The trade between Cat and Julius Randle has turned out to be the best thing that's ever happened for both teams. Because having Julius Randle for the Timberwolves has added a different dimension to their offense that they didn't have last year. Especially when they made it to the conference finals. I would watch Cat literally just shoot nothing but, perimeter jump shots. He doesn't even get into the paint a lot. And that would literally drive a lot of us crazy because Cat is more of a face to the basket type of player instead of a back to the basket type of player. Instead of Julius Randle, who can basically break you off the dribble and literally dribble and penetrate and literally force himself to go left to basically make layups. And he's a very good passer and playmaker. Now, I'm going to be real with you. The Timberwolves, sometimes when they feel like they're going to win, they sometimes do things that just drive you crazy. Now, they were very fortunate that Steph Curry got hurt. Now, whoever comes out between Oklahoma City and Denver is going to be very, very interesting. Now, the Timberwolves have history with the Nuggets. They know they can beat them. But Nikola Jokic is basically carrying this team by himself with two guys that are hurt. Michael Porter Jr. with his bad shoulder, and now Aaron Gordon with his bad hamstring. And Jamal Murray has been inconsistent. Christian Brown has been playing very well. But other than that, who does the Denver Nuggets have off their bench to help support Jokic? So, I don't know, man. And the Oklahoma City Thunder, as good as they've been all year, they have not played their best basketball. They haven't played their best basketball. And at times, their inexperience has really come to the forefront. People are going to keep saying, oh, experience doesn't matter. It does when it comes to postseason time. And the reason is because you have to understand and have to know how to deal with certain situations. And the Timberwolves right now are very battle tested right now. And same with the OKC Thunder and Denver Nuggets. But if the Thunder win Game 7 tomorrow, I do believe that the Timberwolves can beat them. And I'm going to tell you this. If they put Chet Holmgren against Julius Randle in their matchups, Julius Randle is going to eat him alive. Because despite the fact of how tall Chet Holmgren is, let me tell you something. He doesn't like to get banged. Hey, Gideon, what's up, brother? He doesn't like to get banged. He doesn't like to play physical ball. And what do you think Julius Randle is going to do? He's going to lean into him. He's going to bang with him. And he's going to take his scrawny ass into the post. That's what's going to happen. Keep this in mind. The thing with Julius Randle here is that he can really be a dominant force again. But can he make sure that he makes proper decisions with the ball in his hands? That's going to be the big key. Anthony Edwards has been absolutely outstanding. But there are times where he does dumb things that just leave you scratching your head. And I'm just sitting here like, dude, stop shooting unnecessary threes. Take it to the basket. Be smart on the offensive end. Be focused. Because one thing that Ant-Man is going to have to learn as he, continues to grow as a superstar level player is that level of trained focus. Because at times, Anthony Edwards sometimes loses his focus on the game. And sometimes he'll do dumb things that doesn't make any level of sense. Now, so far, he hasn't done that a lot. But as we prepare for the conference finals, the key level is going to be focus. Does he have the mental fortitude to understand how talented he is and take his team by the balls? That's going to be the big question. That's the ultimate question. What's up, Coach? What up, Coach? CH Combat Sports. What is up, brother? How you doing, man? Thank you. And Gideon says, and then does need to jack up threes, even kill the state lock. I agree with that. Now, the big X factor, the ultimate X factor, is Jalen McDaniels. Let me tell you something. This guy is a 6'8" wing player with long arms, and he can defend his ass off. The dude can defend like nobody believe. What's up, D-Man Jr.? Hold on, let me get you a wrench, brother. Hold on, let me get a wrench. Let me get you a wrench right here. All right, there you go. What's up, D-Man? You got a wrench, brother. So, let me tell you some real stuff. Jaden McDaniels is an X factor. If he's locked in and he hits his shots and he's aggressive offensively, he changes the entire complexion of the game. I don't think anybody in OKC has anyone that can match up with him. Seriously. I don't think anyone in OKC can match up with this guy. And I promise you this. If OKC plays that small ball type of lineup, right? And if Minnesota remains disciplined to their offense, I think Minnesota could take this series against OKC. With Denver is not deep enough against Minnesota. They don't have the versatility and the depth anymore. So I would anticipate the Wolves beating them in 5 games. So, to be honest with you, either Denver or OKC can be favorable for the Wolves. It's all about the focus, as I said. So, that's what I tend to believe in this particular point. I got the Wolves beating either the Nuggets or the OKC the Thunder. I have beaten either one of those teams. But it's all about how much do they want it. Now they're back here again in the conference final. But this time around, are we going to see how they learned their lesson and have they really matured from last year? That is going to be the big key. Now, let me check out some of the people in the chat. Yep. Gideon says NBA on TNT will fall off. Oh, I know that. Listen, I've only watched TNT games just for the games, not for the pregame shows or the postgame shows. It's not even worth my time. Shaq is terrible. You know what's messed up is? How is it that you're an analyst like Shaquille O'Neal and you don't even know who the coach of the Detroit Pistons is? You don't even watch their games. You don't even watch a lot of the games. And you're sitting to pay on this. You're paid millions of dollars to sit on a desk to know basketball. And you come around acting like a casual. And he's a gaslighting piece of shit. Fuck Shaq, bro. I'm glad that TNT's done, bro. I'm glad they're gone. Seriously. They've been absolutely trash. 225 Grow says, what's the vibe in Minnesota? Bro, the vibe in Minnesota has been absolutely amazing. Let me tell you something right now. This is actually the first time that I've seen the Timberwolves organization having any sustained level of success. Seriously. And it goes back to Glenn Taylor. It goes back to all the stupid signings, draft picks, and the mismanaging of the salary cap for so many years with Glenn Taylor. It just drove the franchise straight to the ground. You think about all the times that KG was basically holding the Timberwolves franchise by a thread before 2004. Think about all the first-round losses that he had, okay? Think about all of the stupid signs, especially the Joe Smith thing that really still, angers me to this day. It's one of the angering things about Taylor is that how the hell do you give KG $126 million, right, in 97? Fine. But then you try to slip an underneath $1 million deal to Joe Smith to try to circumvent the salary cap and literally just try to play slick. Really? And then you lose all them draft picks. Give me a break. Look at that rocking down Ram. He got the 4G face of the 7th grade shows. Shut up, Ram. Let me tell you something. You need to make sure to get them diabetes checked out. Yo, crazy head. Straight to the point. Sports and entertainment. What's up, man? Welcome, brother. Welcome. So, let me say this right now. The vibe here in Minnesota has been amazing. And I tell you this.
It's the first time we ever had any level of success for a long time. Any level of basically consistent level of success. And I'm so happy that Glenn Taylor is gone from Minnesota. I'm so damn happy. Good riddance. I was so sick and tired of Glenn Taylor messing up the franchise back, left and right, all over the damn place. And no, Cadillac Red, I don't know how to send the link yet. This is my first YouTube live stream. I'll try to figure out. But I'm just happy for the Wolves. Now, I'm still a loyal Bulls fan, but right now, the Bulls need to get rid of Jerry Reinsdorf. But I doubt that he's ever going to sell, the Bulls at all. He ain't going to sell the team. So right now, man, this is absolute. It's a good time to be. It's a good time to support the Wolves right now, especially with Ant-Man doing the things that he does, and we got a competent general manager that's making excellent moves to build the team around Ant. It's been a great experience to answer your question, 225 girl. Let me see. Gideon says Wolves and Knickerbockers in the NBA Finals will feed families. You think so? You think so? Well, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this right now. I think that the NBA will definitely try to do whatever they can to get the Knicks in the finals. As far as the West is concerned, I think they like Ant a lot more than SCJ. So, but who knows, man? We're gonna find out as next week comes about. So he said 225 Girl says with A-Rod being one of the owners, he's gonna do whatever it takes to keep Ant-Man. Of course. Now we'll see how he is as a co-owner. I know Mark Lowry is very dedicated to keeping his team in Minnesota, of course, but one of the things they're going to have to do is basically build a new basketball facility because, the Target Center out in Minneapolis, I'm going to tell you something. Even though that is highly renovated because of the money that Lowry and Alex Rodriguez had put in to renovate the Target Center. It wasn't from Glenn Taylor. It was from those two. But realistically, that arena is so dang old. It's a very old arena, and it's not even close to modernized NBA arena standards. So they're going to have to figure out a way to try to make a new facility in the near future. So, but we'll see about that. Straight drop to the point saying, I think it's time for Riley to step down. I'm going to make a video about that later down the road because what's going on in Miami right now, Riley is just making things a lot worse. Hey, the lovely Tay Brown. Let me get you a wrench, girl. Let me get you a wrench. There you go. There you go, Queen. Make sure, Lucy, PH Big Dog, we get you a wrench right here. There you go. All right. Now, let me make sure. Okay, there we go. Perfect. D-Man Jr. says, Halliburton is grinding, though. Dang right, he's been grinding. Shoot. After being called overrated by 78 Sports TV and a lot of the NBA players have been calling him overrated, he basically put boots to ass to everybody that he's been playing against. Dang right. Dang right. I'm glad Tyrese Halliburton is putting boots to ass to all the people that called him basically overrated. I'm glad that this has happened because he was hurt the majority of the year. And he didn't have his legs underneath him until later into the season. Now you see what a healthy Tyrese Halliburton looks like. Now you know. This guy is just basically crazy. He said, nah, Halliburton is that dude. We had a chance to get him. I know. Y'all could have had a chance to get him. Y'all did. Hey, it is what it is, though. So Tay Brown said, you still got some work. Man, shut up, Tay. Shut up. Ack was the one getting cooked by me. Say it right, Tay. Don't make me get on your ass again. Don't make me get on your ass again. You understand? Even though you're still fine as hell, though. But I'll tell you what. I got something for you. Batman's better than Superman. How about that? Batman's better than Superman. Huh, Tay? Yeah. Tay said, stop with the excuse. No, it ain't no dang excuse. We weren't even playing seriously one-on-one. I was just trying to feel him out. But now in Vegas, it's going to be different. It's going to be different in Vegas. I promise you. Tay said, hell no. No, Tay. Make sure, let me tell you something. Make sure when you get the videotape, let me tell you something. When Akmetra and I play, make sure that you get the videotape put up. Keep that in mind. Make sure to get that videotape. No editing, no nothing. Everything uncut. Understand? All right. Okay. Woo. All right. Back to the subject at hand here, because the lovely Tay always loves to distract me with her rosy lustfulness. All right. So let me ask y'all this question. And actually, this has actually been on my mind for the past couple of days. Before I do, let me get some water real quick. So this has actually been on my mind for the past couple of days here. So let me ask y'all a question here. I know there have been a lot of people that have basically been asking about, about the Giannis situation. And I got the Pacers in 6 that I get on. Now, I got a question for all you guys. So, when it comes to the Giannis situation, I know there's been a lot of people that want to see Giannis, have more chances to win a championship. But I know there's a lot of Bucks fans that don't want to have the realization of trading Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I'll be real with you, I understand that. What's up, Corey Mountain? Peter Buck says, OKC get that title and that KD, Russ, and Harden fumbled it away when they broke up. Yeah, very true. My initial thoughts here is this. My initial thoughts here is that if the hold on one second here. Hold on. There you go. All right, sorry about that. Okay, let me ask y'all this question. Let me ask y'all a question. The Bucks trade Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. I think that this is a time that they need to trade him because the Milwaukee Bucks right now, they're stuck. They're not going anywhere because for several reasons. Number one, both Dame and Giannis are basically owning up a lot of the salary cap. All right? Number two, you don't have any young core pieces to build around Giannis at this point. You don't. So now you're looking at a situation where you basically failed to bring in necessary young pieces, and you traded away a lot of draft picks to bring Damian Lillard. Now you don't have any draft picks until 2031. So my issue with the Bucks here is that you failed to build around Giannis. You got one championship around here. And D-Man Jr., I've already said it to his face. He knows what my thoughts are. He already knows. But my issue is simple as this. If you're the Bucks right now, you got to do the right thing and basically trade Giannis. You have to. There's literally, you're basically going to be stuck in the middle of the ground in a very tough competitive Eastern Conference. And Dame's not going to be back next year either. So basically, you're stuck. So you don't know where else you're going to go at this point. You can't make any significant trades to augment the roster. Brook Lopez is old. All right. You traded, Chris Middleton to Washington for Kyle Kuzma, which ended up to being a complete fail. All right. So now you're stuck. You have nowhere else to go at this point. The best thing you could do for the Bucks right now, here's what I do. You trade Giannis to the San Antonio Spurs. Hear me out. Because the Spurs have the second overall pick. Now, people want to keep talking about the Dallas Mavericks and the number one pick that they got, which is absolutely crazy. But people are not noticing the fact that the Spurs got the number 2 pick. Now, this puts them in a very, very, very favorable situation for the Spurs because they have a lot of draft capital and a lot of unprotected picks that they can use to trade for anything, for any assets that they're looking for. Now, they already have one good valuable asset in De'Aaron Fox to play with Victor Wembanyama, right? What's up, Tissues from Maga? Let me get you a wrench, Tissues from Maga. That's my man right there, Tissues from Maga from True Will's channel, though. What's up, man? What's happening? So let me tell you this. For the Bucks right now, if I'm them, I would basically trade Giannis and get Stephon Castle from the Spurs and tell them, you want Giannis? Give us Stephon Castle, your number 2 pick, and also protected future first-round picks, 3 future first-round picks for Giannis. Because right now, for the Bucks, you don't have anything to build on at this point. You don't have any draft picks at this particular point until 2031. You're going to be stuck for a long time with no draft picks worth mentioning to build around the roster. So if I'm the Bucks, I would take that route with the Spurs and get the number 2 pick and get Stephon Castle and a couple of future first round picks for Giannis. Now, if the Spurs do get Giannis to pair up with Victor Wembanyama and with De'Aaron Fox, let me tell you something. Do you understand how loaded and how crazy it will be if the Spurs get a prime Giannis, a young Victor Wembanyama with De'Aaron Fox? Bro, I'm telling you, the Western Conference is going to be very, very, very scared of that combination because Victor is already, he's shown you what he's capable of. He just needed the right horses around him. You get Giannis and you already got De'Aaron Fox. Getting Giannis? Woo! Lord have mercy. The Spurs would already be a title contender right there. Right there. And they still got more future first-round picks down the line that they can bring in more valuable young assets. The Spurs have done a great job building their future, just like how OKC has done it. Let me tell you something. You better hope that this window right now could be one of the few open windows that they're going to get. Because if the Spurs get the right pieces around Victor, bro, I'm telling you, y'all better pay attention, especially if you're the Lakers. Y'all better pay attention because LeBron's not getting any younger, and Luka better get his fat ass in shape. Because I'm gonna tell you something, the Spurs are gonna be lethal if they can pull off this trade, getting Giannis. So that's what I believe. I think that the Bucks should go deal with the San Antonio Spurs and get their number 2 overall pick, get Stephon Castle, and ask them for future first-round picks to go with the number 2 pick. That's what I do. So, but there are but basically that's what I tend to believe. So another thing about what the Lakers need to do here too. Let me say this too, real quick. Let me say this too, real quick, before I get to the chat. The Lakers right now, they need a legitimate 5 that can basically be a lob threat and a rim protector. Okay? Now, Anthony Davis was not going to be in the cards for a long time because there were so many limitations that basically kneecapped the Lakers. And I think trading Anthony Davis was the best thing that could ever happen for the Lakers. Now, if they would have made the trade for what's his name? The center for the Hornets. I forgot his name. Williams. I forgot his first name. But if somebody in the chat can let me know that Williams center from the Hornets, please type that in for me. But they need a valuable lob threat for Luka Doncic, because then it could be able to have the opportunity for him to dribble penetrate and have somebody in the middle that he can basically throw it up to the rim. That's how the Mavericks were able to beat the Wolves last year. So right now, we'll see how that goes. But Rob Pelinka was on the verge of failing LeBron until he was gifted the ultimate gift of getting Luka Doncic. But we'll see how the Lakers try to rebuild this. Mark Williams, thank you, Tissues from Maga. Thank you. Mark Williams. If they would have made the trade to get Mark Williams from Charlotte, now it would have never been the one that puts them over the top. But at least it would have gave the Lakers an opportunity to basically compete a little bit better against the Wolves. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I liked how JJ Redick coached the team this year, but he made a lot of mistakes in that first round series. How do you not trust your bench in game 4? You let your starters you wore out your entire starting 5. You didn't trust your bench. Then you put another guy in game 5 that hadn't even played since January. You put no confidence in Jackson Hayes. It's literally ridiculous. The Lakers right now have to get a legitimate athletic 5 for them to help themselves out. And they needed another athletic defensive wing, which I think that the losing Max Christie in that trade with Dallas was actually one of the key reasons why they lost against Minnesota. So that's what I tend to believe. So let me check out the chat real quick. Let me go back up here. My Mavericks are looking at it. Bro, you're not D-Man Jr. Keep dreaming. You're not getting Giannis to Dallas. Good luck with that. 225 Girl says, I think the Bucks winning a title was a one-time deal, but it would be nice if he could stay and win more, but not in this NBA landscape. If you trade into a contender, not LA or Boston. Listen, the Celtics and the Lakers don't have the resources to trade for Giannis. And the other problem here is that now the Celtics, they're going to be stuck in financial problems because they can't keep their entire core together because of the CBA restrictions. So they're going to be facing a lot of problems down the pipe. I'm just saying. PJ's Big Dog says, Spurs got 2 in the 14 and some young players. Yep. Wemby and Giannis would be insane. I'm telling you, if the Spurs can pull this off, I'm telling you, that would be insane. 225 Girl said, that would be insane. And Giannis isn't his ego driven, and Wemby would be better than Giannis and Dame. Facts. Let's see what TJ Maga has to say. He says, I think those lottery balls are different ways for different teams. How did the Mavs and Spurs get number 1, number 2? It doesn't seem like payback for giving up Luke to you. Yeah, you know what, Tissues? I'm saying the way that the lottery odds was stacked, the NBA is trying to disencourage tanking. But my issue here is you had 3 teams that with worse records than the Spurs and the Mavericks combined, and yet they don't even get a top 3 pick. I don't know. I think it's set up that way for a reason. I don't know what it is, but it's crazy. It's crazy, Tisha Mamaga. He also said the Lakers can't with Reeves and Luka in the backcourt. They can't stop anybody. Well, who else are they going to put in the backcourt? Now, Austin Reeves is not a bad defensive player, but he's not great. But who are you going to put in there in the backcourt? That's the other problem. He said, Chishimaga says, great point. Why not play Hayes? Bro, I was literally watching this series, and I thought, why isn't that JJ Redick is not using Jackson Hayes? He literally is not using his best athletic center that he has right now on the team. He barely got any playing time from games 3 all the way up to game 5. No playing time. It literally made no sense to me. And JJ Redick basically screwed the pooch on that one. And you let your starters wear down as the games progressed. LeBron can't play at the same energy pace as he used to as a younger player. We know that Luka's are going to have conditioning problems because he's a fat ass. I don't know. It just didn't make any sense. 27 and 24 and would have been slowed down if JJ played at Jackson. He might have slowed him down. You're right. He said JJ is trash. Only a clown plays 5 guys the entire second half. Refuse to play, connect, and pace. Bro, you're right. And I was one of those people that gave JJ Redick credit for turning the team around. But he made a terrible mistake in that series. The question is, can he learn from that mistake the next time they get back into the playoffs? We're going to find out next year. We're going to find that out. Giannis is going somewhere horrible or staying in Milwaukee. Bro, he's not, bro. I don't think Giannis is not demanding it, but he's open to the idea. But I could bet you this. Milwaukee is going to try to make sure they get the best leverage that they can get for trading Giannis because he's the most valuable asset that you could trade. That's just the point. Like, you got to be such a complete dumbass not to trade Giannis at this point because your team is not going anywhere. They're going to be stuck in mediocrity for the next 3 to 4 years. you're better off trading Giannis at this point and start rebuilding the team. I know it's going to be tough to swallow for a lot of Milwaukee Bucks fans, but that's just the facts. 225 Girl says, JJ, in my opinion, doesn't have the temperament to be a good coach. And any question he doesn't like, he either starts showing his frustration or storms out in the press conference. The school of Bobby Knight. He's going to have thicker skin, especially when you're coaching in Los Angeles, because them reporters are going to tear him a new one. Best believe that. Definitely fixed for the Mavericks to get the first pick. Bro, I'm saying this is, and let me tell you this. Hold on. I'm gonna get you to that point, big dog, because I'm gonna tell you something. Having Cooper Flag is both a gift and a curse. Because let's be real. As soon as the Mavericks draft Cooper Flag, let me tell you something. They have at least 5 or 7 years to try to max out as much as they can get from Cooper Flag. But right now, the roster is such in bad shape. There's going to be a lot of unanswered questions. One, we don't know how Kyrie's going to be after he comes back from his torn ACL. We know that Anthony Davis is going to miss a lot of games. All right, Daniel Gafford and who else? Max Christie, and then the other center. I forgot his name, though. The other center, Derek Lively. There's going to be so much unanswered questions about how they're going to keep these guys in this team. And eventually, those two stars, both Kyrie and AD, they're going to eventually leave at some point. And you know that Kyrie is going to opt in into his player option deal because of his knee issues. He's going to try to make the most money out of it. So you don't have any certain level of draft picks that you can get out of this point when you made the PJ Washington trade and when you make the Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford deals. So right now, you have at least 2 to 3 years to try to have some sort of direction of how you're going to take Cooper Flag in terms of being the number one guy. And I'm going to tell you something. If they don't get something together within that time frame, as I said, don't be surprised if Cooper Flag within years 6 and 7 demands a trade. Because I'm going to tell you something. The Mavericks right now, it's cool that they got the number one overall pick, but there's still a lot of unanswered questions about the future of this current roster of the Mavericks. It's a lot of uncertainty at this point. So we'll definitely see. But, and I will say this too, and keep this in mind, the NBA is going to make sure that Cooper Flag is going to have the most opportunities to succeed. They're going to treat him as Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. Mark my words. You watch how they officiate games around Cooper Flag. You watch all the transactional moves for Dallas to try to, boost, Cooper Flag's opportunities to win at the high level. You watch a lot of that stuff that goes around Cooper Flag. They're going to make sure that kid gets lots of opportunities to succeed. You watch what I tell you. So, that's how I feel at this point around basketball, man. It's been crazy. So, been a lot of crazy madness in basketball right now. I just hope that we get some good conference finals games, and more importantly, too, I'm glad that TNT's gone, bro. I'm so glad they're gone. Especially, I was getting so tired of inside the NBA. It became such a headache for me. It really was. So, we'll see how NBC looks. So, let me ask y'all a question here. How do you guys feel now that Jordan is going to be a special contributor to NBC Sports in terms of their NBA coverage next year? I'm going to give you guys a little nugget here. Jordan is going to say a lot of favorable things about the current generation NBA players that you may not expect that he would say. But he has said this before. So I will tell you right now, keep an eye on what a lot of the things that Jordan is going to say in terms of how they're going to put him into the mix. So that's what I think. I think he's going to be a little bit more liberal and more favorable of today's current generation of NBA players. Because there have been a lot of Jordan fanatics that just love to protect this dude like he's the holier than God and would and then basically dismiss all of the things that current NBA players have been doing. So we'll see how it goes down. But I will tell you that it should be very interesting how NBC Sports covers the NBA again. So it should be a lot of fun. So yeah, man, I gotta go ahead and do some things around the house, man. But I appreciate y'all, joining me and stuff like that. I'm gonna try to do more live streams in the future, man. And as we get prepared for the finals, be prepared to be on the lookout for some videos that I'm gonna pull up. And as for you, Act Reacher, get ready to get your ass kicked in Vegas. You understand? You've been on my bumper. You've been sending me nonstop New York Knicks messages left and right on my phone. It was driving me crazy. You better hope that your Knicks win the Eastern Conference title. You better hope so. Because if they don't, you're going to be hearing from me. That's right. You're going to be hearing from my crazy ass. And I will not stop blowing up your phone. Just like how you've been blowing up my phone for the past 2 weeks. You have been driving me crazy with this shit. I swear, y'all Knicks fans have been driving me absolutely nuts. Seriously, man. It's just crazy. But I guess you got a right to go and showboat and all that. Since the fact that you're now in the Eastern Conference Finals. So, hey, good for y'all. Y'all better not blow it. Just saying. So, hey, man, I gotta get out of here, man. So, thank y'all for joining me, man. And it wasn't gonna be too long of a live stream, but maybe I'll do some more in-depth stuff in the near future. So, keep on the lookout. And for all the new people that are joining in, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button when I go live and when I drop in new videos. All right, y'all. Peace.